So one of the important concepts as we learn linear perspective is the difference between one-point perspective versus two-point perspective. So I've created today for you a real three-dimensional little cube for you to take a look at so you can really easily see the difference between those two perspectives. One-point perspective we know has one vanishing point located here in the center along our horizon line, which represents our eye level. If you visualize a line coming straight out of your eyes, wherever that hits way far in the distance is your eye level or your horizon line. If you move the horizon line up, you have a different perspective, and if you move it down, you have a different perspective. But just for a general rule, we're going to place ours in the center. The one-point perspective, the really important thing about that is the front face of your cube or your object is always facing you straight on. Notice the front face, the top, the sides are all made up of horizontal for width and vertical for height. Depending on where that cube is will determine if you see the top of the cube because it is below our eye level so we can see the top, or we can see the bottom of the cube if it's above our eye level, and depending on which side we see is dependent on where it is relative to our vanishing point. If it is to the left of our vanishing point, we're going to see this right side, and if it's to the right of our vanishing point, we're going to see the left side. So you can see how all that starts to play out from the drawings that we've made physically in the real world. A really good example is if you have a cube that's overlapping your horizon line. Notice now on this cube, I no longer see the top or the bottom, just the front and a side, because that means it is right at eye level. So those two planes are blocked from our vision. And if we see it directly above, we actually only see the front side. The top, bottom, left, and right are all going through with the transparent portion that we don't actually see. So that's what I'm talking about when I say a cube is directly overlapping our vanishing point. Now let's take a look at two-point perspective. Two-point perspective is different from one point in that we have two vanishing points. And the reason why we now need those two vanishing points is because instead of seeing the front face of our cube, it is turned and we now see this vertical edge. So the left side is diminishing to the left vanishing point and the right side is diminishing to the right vanishing point. And we still have vertical lines representing the height of our object, just like in one-point perspective, but now width is diminishing and depth is also diminishing. Now the same rules still apply for our horizon line. That does represent our eye level. So anything above our eye level, we can see the bottom planes. Anything below our eye level, we can see the top planes. And anything at eye level, you notice we can now only see the two side planes. So above, below, and then at. So you can see how those rules of perspective apply.